I was posting different mock-ups that I did on LinkedIn, and then that sort of started to gain some traction. So that's pretty much just how I got started.
And this is why you are the perfect person to go over branding and logo design with. So let's get into the good stuff, shall we? We know that branding is essential because it gives a face to your company. But Alex, in your professional opinion, why is branding so important?
In my opinion, I think branding is probably one of the most significant aspects of a company. It allows you to tell a story of who you are and what you are trying to achieve for your potential clients and customers. I think an example I like to describe um, for the importance of branding is kind of like when you meet someone new,
Mhm.
and it's kind of like that first impression. It's incredibly important, and it definitely like sets the tone for the user experience or the client experience. And branding is what makes your business unique, and makes you stand out amongst other companies.
Yes, and to that point, you also want to stay consistent. So use the same colors, fonts, and logo on your signs, stationery, uniforms, and vehicle wraps. So, Alex, when you're creating a logo for a client, can you take us through what your first steps might be?
Yeah, I like to start out with um, I just have the client make a Pinterest board. And so I asked them to just pretty much put whatever they think resonates with their business. It could be certain fonts that they like, it could be different colors, it could be images, anything that they like. And I just go off of that, and then I try and like pick up common themes and ideas that they try and want to resonate with their business, and then I just go from there, and that's how I like start conceptualizing things and starting to get design ideas down.
Now, when creating a logo, you want to make sure it's a high quality one and a vector image more specifically. This helps you use your logo in various settings. But Alex, can you speak more in depth on the importance of a high quality logo?
Yeah, having a high quality logo is definitely crucial, and it's expected from your client. So you can do this by expanding your artboards, saving your logos in a PPI format, which is pixels per inch. And then you can also do it by saving your logo in either JPEG or a PNG format. Um, I typically start out with like a 500 by 500 pixel for website logos, and then when it comes to print and like bigger designs, I expand that artboard up to I don't know, maybe like 2,000 pixels.
Nice. Great point, Alex. Now, color creates ideas, it expresses messages, sparks interest, and can generate certain emotions. And some colors hold a universal significance. For instance, it's commonly understood that red is a warning color. Alex, when you're designing a logo for clients, are there any specific colors that you try to avoid?
I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to colors. I like to stick to themes, and I typically use at least three different colors in one logo. When it comes to avoiding colors, um, there's definitely some that mixed together, they kind of just are bland. I try and avoid things that are too neutral, or like blacks and browns usually don't go very well together if it just doesn't really stand out. And then like or colors that clash, like reds and greens, that typically doesn't really look that good.
Now, let's talk about the importance of a custom logo versus one made by a cheap logo design website. What are the pros and cons of doing a custom design versus the latter option?
That's a really good question. It's funny because a lot of people that I've made logos for actually came to me after they tried to use a site like Fiverr or 99 Designs, and the logo that they got from them wasn't quite what they wanted. Like, sure, they paid $25, $50 for a logo, which is a fantastic price, but at the end of the day, they know it's not like specifically what they want. Um, So I definitely think spending the extra dollar and taking a little more time is definitely worth it. With that being said, the pros and cons of the custom design logo would probably be like, well, you definitely get exactly what you want. You can get it in any size, any color. It can be adjusted to your exact specifications. You can change it whenever you want. Um, the cons, I guess, would be it is a little more expensive, but like I said, it's definitely worth it just because it's exactly what you want. And I think that's like worth the price, in my opinion.
Yes, I love your insight. Now let's discuss rebranding. Just like the internet, times are a changing, and styles often change as well. In your professional opinion, when is it the best time to rebrand or update your existing logo?
Hmm. Um, it honestly it depends on what the client like wants to achieve with their business. I feel that if you think your business is losing customers, it could be to a different competitor, and they could be selling the same exact product or service, but the way that they package it and brand it could be more appealing to people. So that might be a good time to consider rebranding and just getting some new ideas.
Now, just out of curiosity, is logo design a service that we offer?
It is, and it's the perfect way for your business to get started building your brand identity.
Now, when somebody does sign on for a logo designed by our team, what can they expect?
They can expect a professionally designed logo that fits their specific needs and wants, and they can expect to create an experience for their customers to want to engage with them.
Yes, sir. And when you're designing your logo, what kind of programs are you using?
I like to use Adobe Illustrator for vectors, and then sometimes I'll use Photoshop too.
Nice. Now, Alex, when you're looking at design, what do you think makes a good logo in your eyes?
In my eyes, I really like clean lines, a clear and concise message, colors that blend well together, and I think a font that stands out looks really good. And if you choose to use an image or a vector, I think it's important to make sure it represents your brand well. I think all those different aspects definitely make a really good logo.
Now, when you're thinking about putting a logo together, you continuously have to think about your design theme. Is it going to be modern? Is it going to lean towards the vintage side? But how do you make that decision when you're designing a logo?
Um, I really rely on the Pinterest board, honestly. It sounds silly, but it's great. Like you can pick up so much from what they want and you can use that to your advantage to definitely pick out the ideas. Like you can see that they want like clean lines and minimalistic looking stuff. It's way easier to see it on the Pinterest board, and that's usually how I choose my themes.
Yes, I love it. And every great company deserves a great symbol. If you want to ensure the success of your company in a competitive market space, you cannot afford to ignore the importance of a good symbol. When working with a professional, it will not only bring that like wow factor, but it will also save you time and money.
That's
But
so cool. Sorry.
yes. And before we wrap it up here, Alex, will you please give our viewers one final Alex O'Connor pro tip, please?
Yes. Um, My pro tip would be just to stay on brand with your client's aesthetic and just make sure that the logo you create is memorable, eye catching, and really just stands out.
And with that, this week's episode is a wrap. Thank you, Alex, for taking the time to join me today. And if you, our viewers, have any questions or comments or would like to speak with Alex in further detail about her logo design services, you can find her LinkedIn link in the caption section below or to the right or somewhere around here. But thanks for joining us, Alex.
Thanks, Candace.
And
Bye.
don't miss Bye, guys. But don't miss us next week as we will continue with our live series. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Bye bye.
Bye.